Opioid Nation, brought to you by Lakeview Health, your addiction experts close to home.
New data from the Jacksonville Fire Rescue shows both promising and alarming developments in Florida's opioid crisis. Overall count of overdose cases dropped 9% over the past year. Overdose rates have increased dramatically in several area zip codes, though. So joining me this morning, Dr. Christine Cauffield. She is the CEO of LSF Health Systems, to talk about these numbers released from JFRD. So is this surprising at all? I mean, obviously we're seeing some improvement, but then certain zip codes are just still in trouble.
Right, you're absolutely right. It's not surprising to us because the deadly ingredient in all of these overdoses is fentanyl.
Yeah.
And fentanyl overdoses are up 64%.
Wow. Why is it certain neighborhoods are targeted for this type of drug?
You know, it's interesting. We're seeing movement throughout the different neighborhoods. One interesting fact is that the zip code around Mayo Clinic is up drastically.
And you wouldn't expect that, I mean, really, right?
Well, although addiction crosses all boundaries, all socioeconomic boundaries as well. So it's not surprising in some ways. Also, our dealers are moving around. When they find new populations, they move.
My husband's a firefighter, and he said, of course, he can't really talk about the specific people that he responds to, but he said you would be so surprised how many people are affected by this. Normal people who have great jobs, who appear to have their life together. How do you know if somebody has a problem?
Well, there are some symptoms, some signs that you would want to look for. Changes in personality, slurred speech, missing articles in your home, because a lot of people steal to aid their drug habit.
And we have some on the screen too as well: bloodshot eyes, appetite changes, weight gain.
Exactly. And if you have a student in the home, changes in their grades, changes in their friends, isolation, there are many, many signs to look for.
So if you notice that somebody you love has a problem, how do they get recovery? Like, what programs are available here?
Well, at LSF Health Systems, we have a network of 57 provider organizations that span 23 counties that serve individuals that are living with mental health and or substance abuse issues. So you can certainly call our Access to Care line that is manned 24/7 by our clinical team. They can guide you, let you know what beds are available, if an inpatient stay is necessary, what therapists are available, what treatment options are there for your loved one.
It is really hard for people to quit without help, right?
It really is, but the good news is recovery is possible. We're really finding that with the addition of peer specialists on the treatment team, those that have lived experience, that have recovered, can really share their story, give hope, and you know, encouragement, inspiration, and that addition of a peer specialist really is a linchpin for the treatment team.
And do you think, you know, there's been some recent talks with the government trying to be a little more strict on these companies providing these opioids. Do you think that's helping make a difference at all, or do you think more needs to be done?
Well, I'll tell you, that's helping individuals that, for example, show up in an ER maybe with a broken leg, and instead of getting a 30-day supply of opioids, they're now limited to 3 or 7 pills. That's helping those individuals not get addicted, because you can get addicted with opioids in 2 weeks.
Wow.
So that's helping that population. But those that are already addicted, they're now turning to the streets because they cannot get the prescription drugs that they normally
And that's
did.
where that fentanyl risk comes in.
Indeed. And we're seeing fentanyl now laced not only in heroin, but cocaine, methamphetamines, marijuana. So again, a very fatal component.
Thank you so much for coming on today. And
my pleasure.
Again, if you need help, there are programs here that can help you, and we will post that on news4jax.com.